In a way, I had to recreate myself and become the person that was capable of achieving these results, as opposed to trying to achieve them as my old self. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video from Fitness Nation. In today's video, I'm going to teach you the most important skill when it comes to losing weight, building muscle, running marathons, or any other fitness goals that you have. This skill has helped me tremendously in every aspect of my life, not only in fitness. And it wasn't until I learned this skill that I went from having a victimhood mentality and thinking that I didn't have any control over my life whatsoever, to taking massive action and improving my life in every possible way. So if you struggle with a victimhood mentality as well, you might want to stick around until the end of the video. Now, since I was a kid, I've always admired and looked up to people who build big businesses. I just think that being number one in a certain field and helping people through your product or service is an amazing feeling. As a matter of fact, my admiration was so great that I wanted to build a business and be able to help people in the future. The problem with this is that I always thought that people who build successful businesses were extremely talented people with skills and intelligence out of the ordinary. And I also didn't know anybody who had a massive successful business, so I had no business background. And so I always dismissed the idea of even trying to build a business. The years went by and I graduated from high school. And I started going to a small college in my town to study engineering. But since they didn't have an engineering program, I had to eventually transfer to another university. At this point, I still had a dream of building a business one day. And so I had an idea. I thought that if I got into one of the most competitive universities, I would find someone smart and with business experience with whom I could partner and eventually start a business. It doesn't make any sense now that I say it out loud. So I decided to pick Stanford University. But the problem was that the odds weren't really in my favor, since top-tier universities accept somewhere between 40 to 50 transfer students every year. That's about 3% of all the applicants. So I sat in my room and laid out all the things I had to do in order to get in. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I had a feeling that I could do it. I made a list of everything I needed. Retake the SAT. Write the 12 essays for the Stanford application. Keep current GPA about 3.8. Ask for letters of recommendation. And then there was this extracurricular activity that I had to be part of. You see, universities like Stanford are looking for people who are passionate and talented at something. And this activity can be anything like playing the piano, swimming, biking, or anything you can imagine. But this activity is very important in the admissions process for the simple fact that everyone applying has similar grades and is as smart as the other applicants. The only way to stand out is to have an extracurricular activity that makes you, well, you. I ended up not giving it too much thought and chose something that I was passionate about. I decided I would start a simple business. Now imagine this. At this time I am a full-time college student, work 30 hours a week, have to prepare my college application, and want to start a business hoping that it's my ticket of acceptance. Under normal circumstances, I would have never been able to pull it off. But I was so determined and so eager to prove that it could be done that I recreated myself. I became a completely different person. The only person that was capable of doing the things I had to do in order to get to my goal. And while it took me some time to hack my brain, in the end I was able to do things that were impossible to my old self. I started waking up at 4 in the morning 6 days a week just to have enough time to work on my business. I would wake up and work on my business for a couple of hours. Then I would go to work in the morning, go to school in the afternoon, and then come back home in the evening to do homework or work on my application essays. And yes, it was excruciating, but the person I became was capable of enduring all that. The goal of my first business was to teach people how to use an engineering software. And so I created a website, selected the appropriate material, prepared my presentations, and even created an Instagram account to show people what they could do with the software. And let me tell you, it was a complete disaster. Not only did I spend a lot of money setting up the business, like setting up the legal structure, investing in equipment and advertising, but I also spent months and months creating something that nobody wanted. In the end, the only benefit was that maybe that business would help me stand out in the application process. Which also didn't happen, by the way. But anyway, I dropped the project and moved on. Then after that happened, I decided to try again. I started another business and just kept on learning. I read about marketing, sales, customer experience and product development. But this time was different. I mean, yes, I was still applying everything that I was learning. But since I still didn't think I was capable of building a business by myself, I wasn't doing it to make money. So one day I get to work in the morning and sit in my cubicle. I am copying and pasting data into an Excel spreadsheet when all of a sudden I hear my phone go off. I always put my phone on the desk on the left side of the keyboard. So I look at the screen and see the notification that I just received. And I just froze. I felt so much pressure in my stomach as if somebody had punched me. My body became freezing cold. And it took me a few seconds to realize what was actually happening. The notification said that somebody had bought one of my products online. And I just remember seeing this and thinking, it works. I was so excited that I remember spending the whole day thinking, everything I've done is finally paying off. People continued to buy things from my online store in the following weeks. And I was finally able to grasp the idea that I had created a business by myself. And then I had another idea. I thought, what if I could take all the things that I have learned, the mindset, the routines, the behavior, the core principles of what made this possible, and apply it to other aspects of my life. At this time I had been out of the gym for 2 years because of 2 injuries that happened during my senior year. One on my left knee and one on my lower back. When I went to the doctor to get them checked out, he said that I wouldn't be able to lift weights again. And while that really frustrated me at the beginning, I just accepted it and decided to quit the gym altogether. But now that I have become a different person, with a new mindset and new tools I could use, I decided to try again. And so I did. I joined another gym. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. It sucked at first. My lower back and knee were in so much pain whenever I tried to lift weights that I started to doubt my decision of joining the gym. But I didn't stop. I used the routines and the mindset I had learned, and I kept experimenting until I finally got to the point where I was able to get stronger and not have to worry about my injuries anymore. And today I am the strongest I have ever been, even before I got injured. I can lift more weight and plan to continue adding more. But I want you to realize that this wouldn't have been possible if I didn't become a new person. In a way, I had to recreate myself and become the person that was capable of achieving these results, as opposed to trying to achieve them as my old self. I hope you're recreating yourself and turning into the person that will achieve the goals you want to achieve. And if you're not, well, here's proof that you can do it as well. Don't get discouraged if something doesn't work. Keep trying new things until you get there. But that's it for this video. Hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.